The Season 4 blog post and roadmap for Black Ops 6 Zombies has just released, and we have official confirmation that Grief is returning. Stay locked for all of the Grief info. The Season 4 blog post and roadmap was just revealed by Treyarch, and there is so much to look forward to if you're a Zombies fan, and in this video we're going to be going over all of the good details that were just released. First things first, before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and confirm that the teaser from last Friday is in fact Grief that will be returning here in Black Ops 6 Zombies next week, right at the start of Season 4, which we're all very, very excited about. We've been asking for Grief back since Black Ops 2 when it was introduced. Before we move any further in the video though, if you would like to, you can sign up for the Grief League that I'll be hosting here once Season 4 starts. In this Google sign-up sheet, I'll leave a link to this in the description below and in the comments below if you're interested. Here are some of the official details. These, of course, aren't finalized in terms of like the seedings, the ranking, all the stuff that we want to have, and like the specifics for the league. But this is a sign-up sheet that you can sign up if you'd like. Down here, you can fill out your username and Activision ID, as well as if you are entering as a solo looking for teammates, or if you have multiple people interested in being a squad. If you do have multiple people being interested, I ask that you leave them here as well. After you fill out all of this information, I will be taking the results and tallying them up, getting everybody kind of like situated if they want to play, and then I'll be putting everybody in a Discord within the next few days, kind of giving more on the specifics of the league, what dates and times we're looking at. We're looking at this being like maybe potentially, hopefully, like a 10-team league, but if there is more people that sign up and more people that are interested in joining this, I'll look to expand the league as well before we go ahead and get into it. But without further ado, let's get into the Season 4 blog post. We've all seen the trailer. There's really no need for that. Here is the roadmap for Black Ops 6 Season 4. I'm going to bring this into frame over here so that we can see this a little bit better. Here in multiplayer, we have Shutdown, Fugitive, Blitz, Eclipse, Fringe is coming back. Fringe was an awesome map in Black Ops 3. I'm super excited to see come back. We got the score streak for the Grim Reaper, which apparently is being added into Zombies as well, so hopefully this is going to be really nasty. Team Elimination, one of the chamber party ops, all that good stuff, but we're all here for Zombies. Of course, we have Grief right off the rip. You can see it doesn't say in season, so we'll know we'll be getting this next week, which is absolutely amazing. We have Shatter Blast, which is coming next week too. That'll be so much fun to use. We also have 3 new Gobblegums, which I'm sure these will be detailed a little bit more in the blog post below. We'll get to that soon. We have Explosive Flourish, Flavor Hex, and Rain Burps. I think Rain Burps is going to be a cool one. Of course, Flavor Hex was from BO3. We have new Dark Ops challenges, guys. That is so sick. It's about time we got some new Dark Ops challenges in Zombies. We've been asking for this since Season 1, so glad that we're seeing that pop back in here. We have a few new LTMs coming. We have Starting Room LTM. That one will be fun. King of the Dead, I have no idea what that's going to be, but we'll see where that takes us. And then we have Abomination Challenge, which is super, super sick. Here for the new weapons coming in the season, we have the FFAR, the LC-10. We knew those were going to be coming. Those have been rumored since the trailer dropped a couple of days ago. We have the Essex Model 7 from Black Ops 4. Hopefully it's better in this game than it was in BO4. We have the Pickaxe in season, as well as the Olympia special weapon. It's not even a shotgun. It's classified as a special, so that's a very interesting choice on Treyarch's part. Here we have some new attachments. We have the G-Grip, which will be in the Battle Pass, as well as the Strider 3-round burst, which this could be pretty broken if you're a Warzone fan. We'll have to see what's going on there. Of course, we have Stitch. We have Omen Operator coming in Black Cell. We have a few bundles. We don't really care about those. And then for Verdansk, if you're interested, we have some new POIs, which I don't think this was there in the OG Verdansk, so it seems like they're doing some unique updates. We have the Care Package, Kill Streak, Loot Master perk, Door Barricades, which those are very interesting. I don't think those have been in Warzone at all. And we have the Search and Destroy contract, which that sounds like a whole lot of fun. But let's get into the main reason for why you're here in this video. We're going to skip past multiplayer and we're going to head straight down to Zombies, even though some of these do look pretty cool. If you're interested, of course, I'll leave the blog in the description below so you can check it out. Here's a look at Fringe. But yeah, let's get right into Zombies. We'll go to the content summary here. Right off the rip, we do have Grief returning, drop into this epic 4v4 competitive battle on all maps. All maps, really. There were only 2 in the trailer that we saw, so Grief will be on every single map. That's actually insane. I'm super excited for that. We have also some objectives here, which are capture zones to debuff and grief your opponents. Of course, the last team standing wins. We have additional gameplay content coming, which is crack open the armored undead and create area of effect explosions with Shatterblast. Okay, we talked about those already. Here's some more specifics on Grief. What a nice little shot there of all of our crew with the Grief logo in front of us. We have 4v4 competitive mode where two teams outwit and outlast each other, capture zones to debuff enemies, no damage against other players. Of course, that's like the OG Grief there, and respawns every third round, which is interesting because I think in the OG Grief it was every single round. We have available on every single map. There are restricted things though, so wonder weapons, you won't be able to use those. It looks like the only gobblegums, okay, you won't be able to use exit strategy, idolize, wonder bar, timeout, and flavor hacks. So there are some restricted gums built into this, which is really nice. It's crazy that we won't be able to use wonder weapons, but that will make the games not last 80 hours. Not seen since BO2 Grief returns. The fan favorite mode pits two teams of 4 against each other, with either side trying to survive. As the battle lines are drawn between Sam and Director Richtofen, each team pledges their support to one of their rivals at the start of the match, subsequently receiving handler comm support from each individual person. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet for this, you'll have like Richtofen and Sam specific operator quotes for your characters based on which side of the faction you're on here. We have our indirect PvP combat. The action is almost immediate as both teams drop into either side of the same Grief arena within the Chosen Zombies map. Indirect PvP combat comes into effect. The two teams of 4 players can't outright kill members of each team, but can interact with them by body blocking or slowing them down by using melee bullet-based weapons or projectiles. So that seems like exactly how it was in Black Ops 2. The winning team is the one that manages to grief their rivals into being killed or entering a down state. As long as one or more team members are upright, the match continues, exactly like the rules we had in BO2. Now here's some of the more specifics on the actual arenas and the features that we're going to be experiencing while you're playing the game mode itself. We have an open world environment. Grief arenas are clearly defined areas where any critical doors have already been opened and the power will already have been turned on. All door buys are inactive. Both teams spawn on opposite sides of the arena, each in a group of 4. Okay, so it's pretty sick that it's not just all spawn in one area. We have player respawning. We already know how this works. Join in progress. Any player that is not in the game can join up until round 10 has been completed, and a small grace period to orient themselves before they're swarmed by zombies. Additionally, if a team has won back-to-back capture zones, join in progress is not available. Okay, so it seems like there's really heavy focus on this capture zone, more so than just survival. Of course, we have essence and salvage. Unlike in standard playlists, salvage pickups in Grief are worth 100 salvage, visible to all players, and can only be picked up by the first player to grab it. Okay, so again, that's a huge change from regular round base there, where everybody can just pick up the salvage there. Rounds will progress faster than usual, and the amount of zombies per round have been increased to account for all 8 players. All right, nice. So there is sort of like a buff, so the first few rounds aren't pretty boring. The Arsenal, Pack-a-Punch, Mystery Box, Crafting Table, Perk Machines, Gobblegum Machines with Exit Strategy, Idolize, Wonder Bar, Timeout, and Flavor Hacks will be restricted. Armor Wall Buys and Der Wonder Fizz machines are available in all of the Grief arenas where they normally reside, or in a new location if they don't normally exist in the portion of their respective map. So in the trailer earlier, we did see that the Pack-a-Punch wasn't in the church in Liberty Falls, it was in the spawn, so it looks like the church is going to be off limits. I would assume on Terminus, you probably can't go to any of the outside islands. So my guess would be that Wonder Fizz is probably somewhere else on the Terminus version of Grief. While the current Gobblegum restrictions are in place to keep matches dynamic yet balanced, additional restrictions may be made in the future as the developers keep an eye on the balance, similar to ranked play. Okay, so I don't think we're going to have ranked Grief at all in here, but it's going to be like they're going to be tweaking the rules for this, which is pretty nice. Appearing at a regular cadence during a match, these are similar areas within a Grief arena where players are required to stand and earn specific types of kills to trigger a Grief on the opposing team, which is the capture zones, which is what they're really heavily trying to implement here to kind of mix up the Grief gameplay. So here we go. Plan A, survive. Plan B, capture zones. So keeping your team upright and focused on the undead, slaying for the longer than your rivals is the main plan in this mode. Okay, so it's actually, really just trying to obviously stay up. It's the same thing that we had in BO2. However, there's an important secondary focus you need to plan for: capturing zones and griefing your rival team. So capturing zones appear at a regular intervals throughout the match, and after stepping through the glowing perimeter, you and your team can secure the zone by staying inside of it and dispatching zombies. Okay, cool. So it's really like Hardpoint, but in zombies. Your crew into a zone to quicken the zombie slaying. Once the kill count meets the requirement, a grief is triggered on the opposition. Note that if neither of them reaches the requirement within the countdown inside the capture zone, the grief is applied to both teams. Okay, here we go. I was going to say, what is a grief? And here they are explaining it. So what is a grief? It is a temporary debuff, penalty, or negative gameplay mechanic that can inflict on your rival team at a capture zone. The type of grief shown in the objective tracker within the capture zone. Here are the possible griefs you're going to be aiming to inflict on your foes. Weapon nerf, that's actually pretty sick. I think we don't have to really go into too much detail here, but we have weapon nerf, ammo drain, zombie ambush, which an elite zombie is summoned. That's so, oh my god, dude, they really cooked with grief, man. This is so much better than what it was in BO2. Just based on this doc right here. We have weapon carousel, which is just kind of like random weapons are cycled. Frozen, which this grief reduces the enemy's player movement along with frost and ice coating the characters. That's pretty sick. Here we go. We have capture zone kill awarded to a player who, oh, there's score types too. So I guess we get more points for this. So if you capture the zone, it's like hard point, capture zone win, and capture zone elite. So if you kill an elite inside of the zone, that's really, really sick. So here we go. We have the available play spaces for grief. We have 11 arenas at launch. We'll have Liberty Falls Area 1, which is the Pump and Pay, Motor Lodge, and Fueler's Liberty Lane. We have Liberty Falls 2, which is the Dark Ether Church, Cemetery, and Hilltop. I wonder if these are, okay, hold on. So 11 different grief arenas are available. Here's a long list of a brief description of the points of interest. So I wonder if these are actually individual maps. So it's not just Liberty Falls, it's Liberty Falls Area 1 and Liberty Falls Area 2, similar to like Cell Block Grief if they had Cell Block Grief, and then they have like Docks Grief. So that's pretty cool. We have Terminus Biolabs, we have Terminus Crab Island. Dude, Crab Island might be such a tough one. These are so, dude, this sounds like so much fun. We have Citadel de Moore Arena, which is the Courtyard, Ramparts, and Entrance Hill. We have the Tomb Arena, which is Dig Site and Mausoleum. We have the Tomb Arena number 2, which is Dark Ether Nexus. We have 4 different POIs and Shattered Veil, which is pretty sick too. For the limited time modes here, we have Dark Ops challenges coming to the game. Finally, it's about time. A new set of hidden calling cards will be available at the start of Season 4, thanks to a fresh drop of zombie Dark Ops challenges. Who knows? Maybe there's even one for grief. All right, that's sick that we're going to have one for grief as well. All further information is classified. We have the starting room LTM. We know about that. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then we have the Abomination challenge, which just seems like there's going to be a ton of bombs running around the map. We have Shatter Blast coming. We all know what Shatter Blast is. If you played Cold War, it was one of the most OP augments, or sorry, secondary abilities in the game. Here we have the major and minor augments. The major ones, big game, can be used in elite enemies. Blast chain, 3 additional explosions occur. This is what it was in Cold War, and this is what made it so OP right here. Then we have Blast Repair. For every enemy that has its armor destroyed, armor health will be restored for the player. That could be really broken too. So these are actually 2 really nice major augments. And for the minor augments, we have Blast Zone, which increases the size of the explosion. Blast Boost increases the damage. And Blast Wave, which is normal enemies are knocked down by the explosion. Know all about that. Here we go with the 3 Gobblegomes. We have Explosive Flourish, which is an epic. Reloading your weapon creates an explosion around you. Gobblegomes last 2 minutes. That's actually pretty fun. For an epic, I kind of like that one. Flavor Hex, just like it was in BO3, activates a random Ultra Gobblegum. That's kind of fun. Actually, that's really fun. It's going to be really, really OP if you don't have very many Ultras. And then Rain Ups, which zombies will burp rainbow sparkles for 3 minutes. Nice, that's pretty sick. Here is some more info on the Grim Reaper. Kind of we know about what's going to happen there. And that is all of the zombies content coming in Season 4. There's no note to the next map coming at the reloaded point, so I'm guessing that'll be in at the start of Season 5, but this is more than enough content to hold us over. Grief returning is absolutely insane. I'm super excited for this, guys. If you are too, leave a like, leave a comment in the description below, in the comment section below. Also, if you are interested in this Grief tournament, go ahead and sign up there. The link to that will be the pinned comment in the comments below. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Stay safe, stay hydrated. Peace.